As regards the media reports, well, I can confirm that we have been contacted by Saudi Arabia in this regard. The matter is being examined.
The question is that the resolution as moved be adopted. All those in favor of the resolution may say aye. Aye. All those against it may say no. The ayes have it, and consequently the resolution is adopted unanimously.
In a move of defiance against its ally Saudi Arabia, Pakistan's parliament voted unanimously Friday to remain neutral in the ongoing conflict in Yemen.
Desires that Pakistan should maintain neutrality in the Yemen conflict so as to be able to play a proactive diplomatic role to end the crisis.
The vote comes 5 days after Pakistan's defense minister announced Saudi Arabia had directly requested its military support in a Saudi-led coalition taking place in Yemen. Along with asserting Pakistan's neutrality, the 12-point resolution calls for a ceasefire, warning if the crisis continues, it could plunge the region into turmoil. When Saudi Arabia began its military intervention in Yemen in late March, it was speculated that Pakistan would join its Sunni ally. That's because, for one, Saudi Arabia is one of Pakistan's most important economic partners. The Gulf Kingdom gave Pakistan $1.5 billion in financial aid last year, and it's one of Pakistan's biggest sources of oil. Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif also has close ties to Saudi Arabia, which took him in and saved him from execution after he fled Pakistan during the country's 1999 coup. So if the two were such close allies, why did Pakistan just refuse to help Saudi Arabia? For starters, the decision wasn't up to Prime Minister Sharif. The Pakistani leader, who ultimately has the say on what the country's military does, said he'd let parliament decide. There's also the issue of Iran, Pakistan's neighbor. Saudi Arabia claims Iran is backing Shiite Houthi rebels in Yemen as part of a larger proxy war over influence in the Middle East. If Pakistan were to enter the conflict, it could risk upsetting its neighbor and possibly inflaming sectarian violence within its own country between Shiite and Sunni Muslims. Saudi Arabia's war is also looking increasingly like it's not going to dislodge the Houthis from power anytime soon, meaning Pakistan's involvement could possibly drag it into what one Washington Post writer describes as Saudi Arabia's Vietnam. When passing the resolution, lawmakers said they'd reconsider their stance should the conflict cross over into Saudi Arabia. For Newsy, I'm Elizabeth Hagedorn, multiple sources, a broader view.